Yo, yo, yo. What's good people? This is your boy TP from Your Don't Listen podcast. Am I speaking into the mic? Am I speaking into the mic? Is that good enough for you? Huh? I am speaking into the mic. Is that good enough for you? All right. What's good people? Only me and somebody else know what that means. But we are here today. We are going to go back into our roots. It's been a long time coming. And the reason why I'm doing this is because of some of the things that I have been seeing on the internet by some of our pundits, talking heads like me, and news organizations and things of that nature, people of that nature. I've been seeing some things, and I see that they are gearing up to something they used to doing, but they are gearing up to start blaming people for their election losses. Now, me in particular, I've been called so many different things. I've been called the nihilist. I've been called the conspiracy theorist. I've been called anti-government. I've been called a far leftist. It's crazy what they call misinformation, what they would consider misinformation. Conspiracy theories. When I do podcasts like this, I like to come with receipts. I like to show proof of what I talk about. And hopefully this podcast will get some views. Because normally when I do pods like this, they don't. But I had a friend tell me recently that man, you're doing too much stuff on sports. I believe I am myself, because that wasn't the initial reason for this podcast. This podcast is called Don't Listen Podcast. And the reason why I named it Don't Listen Podcast is because, I don't want you to listen to the bullshit. Go out there, find information for yourself. And a lot of times I said, don't take my word for it. Go out there and find out the information for yourself. And, see if I'm lying. But you got these people out here that just want to paint everybody with this broad stroke. They want to paint y'all like we doing arts and crafts. And say, oh, he's a far leftist, or he's a conspiracy theorist, or he's this, he's that. But no, all I do is bring facts. Before we get started, another person said this as well. What gives you I won't say the right, but who are you to say these things? Or who are you? Where's your lineage? Where do you come from to even speak on some of the stuff that you speak on? Just to give you a little bio on me, because I think I need to do that at this point, because of some of the stuff that I've been seeing. I'm being painted the way I've been painted as some kind of conspiracy theorist or some far left person. What is my background, or what can I say to you? I'll give you a couple things, because I'm not going to go into a long tirade or what I've done, but I'll give you a couple points. When I was 17, I was getting in a lot of trouble or whatever, on the streets and doing stuff I wasn't supposed to do. And when I was 17, I was approached by this gentleman to join a program. Now, I don't know, or I can't say that this program saved my life, but I think it might have. But there was a program that I was a part of for 5 years. A lot of my people that knows me know it was called the Teen Outreach Program. And it was ran by a gentleman, Dr. Ona Pella. And I was recruited into this organization by a brother named Albert Mitchell. And in this program, what they used to do, they used to get kids off the streets, literally take them off the streets, bring them into a building, help them with their homework, help them with some family issues, help them with, school problems or whatever they having in school. What else they used to do? They had drug rehab. They had a multitude of things. And they had a program called the Rites of Passage Program, where, excuse me, they had a gentleman that taught us in this program, how to talk, how to speak, this, different things like that. And we would go to the jails. I've been in Lakeland before, and other spots that I don't want to mention, but I've been there, and particularly show some of the kids in the prison that was an alternative to the life that they was living. So I graduated that program, Rites of Passage program, and I became a peer counselor. Whereas I used to run classes myself, speak to kids that was the same age as me, some younger than me, and we would just talk about how to, how could we individually make our communities better, things like that. So I did that for 4 years. And I also was a youth coach with the basketball team. I helped the basketball team with a gentleman named Albert Mitchell. I also played on it because I was young enough to do so. I also was awoke spiritually, right, by March, the Million Man March. I'm sure a lot of you people heard of that. I actually was a part of that and went down to DC with a cousin of mine, Badr Wahid. We both graduated that Rite of Passage program, by the way, and we both became peer counselor along with another gentleman. And we kind of came like little activists after we came back from that Million Man March. And I started learning like to show my brothers love, pretty much. Like just give people love. And that's what I've been doing. That's how I've been living my life ever since. I try to be that person to uplift brothers and not try to tear them down. So that's just a little history on me and a little something against the narrative. People that know that, but I just figured I'd give y'all a little bit of that before I say what I'm going to say, because I'm already being called a far left anti-government person, and I will not say I'm far left. I'm definitely not far right. I am left leaning, but I don't consider myself a leftist. There's a difference. I don't consider myself anything but an American. Understand that. So anybody that paint me out to be that, I'm not down with no leftists, and I'm not down with nobody on the right. Okay, so let's get that out the way. Anti-government. I am not anti-government. What I am is I am for government that works for the people. So there's a difference. You can't say I'm anti-government unless I called for there to be no government. I never called for that. I never said that. And whoever said I said that is a liar. What I am is a person that would like to have a government that functions and works for the people. And if you call that anti-government, it ain't something wrong with me, it's something wrong with you. All right. As far as my politics is whoever has a decent message, and go in when they do win elections, go in and do what they say they're going to do. Now, with me saying all that, there is an election coming up. There is an election coming up. I got all my normal things in the mail. You know, all the paperwork you get from the county clerk and everything. Got all that. And this what kind of activated me excuse me, to do this podcast today. I haven't done a political pod in a while. I needed to get away from it for a while because I found myself getting mad about a whole lot of things that's out of my control. But what is under my control is the narrative. The narrative that people put on me is under my control. And I'm going to counter that. Because I seen what these people had on their site. I'm not going to say what site it is because I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to sue their ass or not, but I seen what they wrote about me. Said I'm some far left anti-government person. I'm looking into if I can sue them. Yeah, I'm looking into y'all. So hopefully when you see this, just be prepared. Okay. Yeah, the reason why I'm doing this podcast today is don't let them blame you for what's getting ready to happen in these midterms. Don't let them blame you. Because the narrative I've been hearing being spun, it's been a crazy narrative going on where they already blaming people on the left for low voter turnouts. They're already blaming people on the left for bringing facts, basically, because everybody that I ever watched that was on the left, you know, some of them changed over the years, but mostly everybody that I watch on the left, they only bring facts. And they're getting smeared. I mean, they getting out in front to have a built-in excuse of why they are losing. But we're gonna get to a counter narrative today. We're gonna get into some political jargon that they might not want you to hear. And it's being said by like really big media companies. So it's not just me saying it. It's more so the Washington Post, the Guardian is two places that come to mind. These are their media companies that's saying this information. It's not me. Okay, so when I say I bring receipts, don't come to the person that got the receipt, go to the person that's selling it. Because what they like to do is paint us all as conspiracy theorists, or anti-government, or anti-this, or anti-that, or nihilists. No, it's just facts. And those people that walk around, act like they woke, talking about woke, taking comments that somebody else said and making it theirs. There's a lot of you people out there too. I see you. A lot of people taking other people's stuff and act like they came up with it. It's a lot of that going on. It's a lot of people that's been in the game for a long time. They not happy to see new faces. So what they do is try to break you down to make prop themselves up, number one. And for number two, they don't want no room. They are the gatekeepers. It's a whole lot of them. Some with black faces, some with white faces, some with all kind of different faces. But it's a lot of old gatekeepers. And they want to keep you stupid, or keep you only listening to their narratives and their spins on things, like they're not other voices. And let's just say the voices are dissenting voices, but it's not without reason. And that's the part a lot of these people don't say. They just say, oh, they're just anti this and anti that. No, they have a reason to be. And this is what I want to talk about today. When I mean, what they already doing is already blaming people of why they're going to lose. There's no introspection going on. Inner party reflection going on. There's none of that going on. That automatically, it's these people that sit in their houses, most of them, and talk on the internet. It's their fault why we're losing or going to lose. They already starting. I've seen it on at least 3 different mainstream shows. Online, of course, because I don't watch TV. I saw on 3 different online shows. They already talking about it. It's these people's fault. Yeah, these people on the left. Like the politicians are totally excused for their non-action. But I found a story. Well, I've been had this. I've been saw it. Somebody brought it to my attention. Shout out to her. I ain't gonna say her name no more because I don't want her to get smeared. Because, you know, sometimes people are being guilt by association. And I don't want nobody to have that problem. So I ain't gonna say their name when I speak on political shit anymore. But people bring stuff to my attention. And it's not because they don't want to talk about it. It's because I already got a platform. And I listen to my community for the most part. The ones that do participate. If you do participate and got a valid topic, I will talk about it. But that's neither here nor there. But I found an article, and this is the counter narrative that they gonna blame on the left when they lose and get hammered in the midterms. We'll see what happened. But let's talk about this, because this ain't get enough this ain't get enough play for me, and I knew it's been out. But let's get to it. Let me stop talking. Let's get to it, good people. Okay. I know y'all see what that says on the screen, right? Do you see what that says on the screen? Look at that. The Democrats are purposely boosting far-right Republicans. This will backfire. You see what that say, good people? Excuse me, I needed a drink. But do you see what that says? The Democrats are purposely boosting far-right Republicans. And this guy, Hamilton Noah from The Guardian, this is, let me go to the top. This is their website, not mine. This is The Guardian. You see where the thumbnail is? Right there. Bam. The Guardian. Democratic strategists have spent millions of dollars to aid extremists on the theory that they'll be easier to defeat in the general election. We will all live with the consequences. Do you see that, good people? They out here playing, and they gonna blame us for not coming out in droves and voting for them when they doing shit like this, right? But we are the ones that are the reason why they lose elections. People sitting in their homes talking on microphones, right, with an audience of 3,000 people in a country of 350 million people. But we are the problems. And they already gearing up to say it. I see them doing it already. But let's go into this story, y'all, because I think it's very profound and nobody's really covered it. When they did, it was hit in and out, in and out. No more to be talked about again, right? An alarming number of people employed as professional political strategists by the Democratic Party do not seem to understand what politics actually means. If this sounds too cute to be true, think of it another way. If all of the professional political strategists employed by the Democratic Party do understand what politics actually means, they are negligent and willing to do harmful things for short-term gain. Either way, it ain't good. Now, this guy, you know, he's telling them straight up. And this is an old article. This is not new, people. This is old. Told them before when they first started doing it, and they never changed their strategy. The most glaring manifestation of this is the current election cycle. And they speaking of now, of the elections that's going to happen now, is the fact that Democrats across the country spent millions of dollars to boost the candidacies of right-wing MAGA candidates in the Republican primaries on the theory that those extremists would be easier to defeat in the general election. And what I will say to that is they said the same thing about Trump. Trump should be easier to defeat, so they propped him up. Mainstream media propped him up, showing empty podiums, all kinds of coverage. They propped him up over the other ones, which none of them was good to me. But they propped him up, thinking that he was easier to beat, and turned around and lost. They doing that same strategy again, like they didn't learn a lesson from that, and then they gonna blame people sitting in their house speaking on microphones that it was their fault. Okay? Excuse me. The Washington Post found that Democrats had spent close to $20 million in 8 states on ads meant to elevate the profile of far-right candidates and election deniers running for governorships and for Congress. You heard that? I guess I made this up too, right? Let's see if the algorithm shuts this one down too, because usually that's what happens to me, good people. Okay? I put some true shit out, it don't get no play. I put some stupid shit out, it gets play. Now you tell me. Okay? A number of those candidates, like maniacal Christian zealots, Doug Mastriano in Pennsylvania and Darren Bailey in Illinois, did in fact win their primaries, setting up in theory easier races for Democrats in those states to win, because in theory swing voters prefer not to vote for lunatics. So that's their strategy. Instead of just defeating these people on just better policy and a better candidate, they prop them up because they saying they're lunatics. But the fact that they don't get, people are really tired of the same old shit. So when you take somebody that looks on the fringe and may be on the fringe, to some people that's somebody new and they tend to vote for them. Now, I'm not no political strategist, but I think that's how Donald Trump won. People was tired of the same old thing. And they say, you know what, maybe we should try this crazy guy, or this guy they trying to paint as crazy. Maybe we should go with him because he ain't the same. They tired of the same old politics. And when will the Democrats get it? But it's like some of them want to lose. So then they can have a built-in excuse, which they use as well, of is, oh, we don't have no power in the Senate or in Congress. That's why we can't pass nothing. They have a majority now. They've had a majority since President Biden has been elected. So what are the excuses? They have none. They know they have none. So now they want to, get another built-in excuse. They need it. We got to lose some of these seats, y'all, so we could say we got obstructions in our way. Senator Joe Manchin and what's her name? The dip girl, the one that did that. I forget her freaking name. Kirsten Sinema. They are Democrats, and they stopped the Democratic agenda. Okay? You don't need Republicans to do it. All you got to do is get a couple bought and paid for, and they'll do it for them. And there's nobody kicking up about them. They did for a little bit and then shut that shit down. So what are we talking about, good people? The Washington Post found that Democrats have spent close to $20 million in 8 states on ads meant to elevate the profile of far-right candidates and election deniers. Okay? A common objection to this strategy is, what if one of those lunatics win? We already seen that happen. It's not even a question of what if. It already happened. They act like they don't know that. It already happened with Donald Trump. And you could thank your corporate media for that. You could thank some of these online people too. All they talked about was Trump, Trump, Trump. Didn't even think to talk about the other candidates. And when they did, it was minimal. That's why he won. And then now they all want to rail against him. But they really want him to come back. The news organizations do, so they can have something to talk about. Okay? What if one of those lunatics wins and you help them? Wouldn't you feel stupid? They don't. They don't care. They get paid either way. Sure, but that objection, reasonable as it is, accepts the underlying premise that the righteous or the wrongness of spending millions of dollars to boost support of dangerous religious fascists within one of America's 2 main political parties comes down to whether or not those dangerous religious fascists win the 2022 elections. And these are Democrats funding these guys, right, far right wing. See, people, the thing is, when you get people like this and you don't know what's going on and you say, oh, this guy's just different, maybe you haven't been paying attention and you just saw that one commercial where it triggered something in you. Most people don't have time to sit down and watch TV all day. They go to work, right? So when they do sit down, they watch a little bit here and there. They might see that one commercial where that person appealed to them, go to the polls and vote for them. So whose fault is it, Democrats? Is it people sitting in their house talking on the microphone, or is it you aiding in the tune of $20 million in 8 different states on ads meant to elevate the profile of far-right candidates? Is it our fault? Is it the left wing's fault? I'm not left wing, but is it the left wing's fault? Or is it these anti-government conspiracy theorists' fault? Is it their fault? Or is it you being, first of all, let's get this shit straight. Let me stop sharing because I don't want to read the whole article. Is it us or is it you that prop these people up? You get mad at people sitting in their houses talking on microphones, but you want to say it's us. It's our fault. It's the nihilist fault. It's the people that don't believe in government fault. People believe in government, but they believe in government that works for the people. Have you been doing that? Maybe the reason that half of the people that do vote consider themselves independent, which is more than the Democrats and the Republicans combined in 2 different parties. Independents outnumber both of those. And why is that? Maybe it's because the Republicans and the Democrats haven't did shit really, and that's why their turnout is low. Do it got to do with people sitting at home spewing misinformation? I just gave you facts right there. I just gave you facts. I was gonna do I was going to do a little bit on Joe Biden, and I'm going to talk about him a little bit. Not too much because I really don't want to. But I want to show y'all this. Because this is current. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay. Let's make that big. Now this is just a search that I typed in Google, right? Look what they come up here. What is the federal minimum wage, right? The minimum wage is down here, good people, which is federally $7.25 per hour, which in a whole lot of states, people are actually making this kind of money per hour or a little bit more. But look what they got over this at the top. I want to highlight it. Let me highlight it. Let me highlight it. Let me highlight it. Look. $15 federal minimum wage will hurt U.S. workers. Let me ask you this. I don't have to go into that to see. I don't have to go into that to see what that article was talking about. But just the fact that you thought $15 an hour will hurt the worker just sounds crazy in itself. You gonna tell somebody that's making $7.25 an hour that $15 is going to hurt them? Or you can say them making $15 an hour is going to hurt them because these companies going to say, hey, we gave these people not even a decent wage, but we're going to use that as an excuse to price gouge, which is happening, by the way. Corporate greed price gouging us in every aspect of life, right? That's not why the Democrats going to lose the election. It's people sitting home talking on microphones with an audience of 100 people, 300, 1,000, 3,000. Let's just say you big time and you, excuse me, you got 250,000 subscribers, which is somebody that I know. Something that they see, they say, when it's 350 million people in America. But those 250,000, not all the millions, of a million is enough to stop them from winning. Is it your ineptitude at your job? You still think it's cool to pay people $7.25 an hour? Is that the reason why? Because Biden did run on that. He ran on that, good people. Oh, I'm going to give y'all a living wage of $15 an hour. That's not even enough. You might need two $15 an hour jobs to make what you need to survive in these states. The rent is crazy. Your mortgage is crazy because they keep raising the interest rates. They ain't talking about that. Right? Right? Now, I'm just giving y'all facts. This ain't shit that I made up. Just giving y'all facts. The price when you go to the grocery store is crazy. That's not a reason for them to lose. They took away what? I think Donald Trump did that. Somebody put it down in the comments if I made a mistake. Got rid of consumer protection. So, is your government working for you? Maybe that's the reason why you'll have lower turnout. Oh, I forgot. they allowed the Republicans to overturn Roe v. Wade. But no, it's just the crazy Republicans' fault for doing it. But they could have codified into law Roe v. Wade way before they did it. Obama could have did it. Bill Clinton could have did it. But it's these people that's sitting at home in front of a microphone out of their house. It's their fault why Democrats are going to lose. I just showed you an article where they was funding these people. These far-right candidates that you see, that they say are so fringe and that they're funding them. Oh, excuse me. So at the end of the day, and the name of this one is Don't Let Them Dems Fool You. Don't let them fool you to make you feel that because you have legitimate concerns about who you're going to vote for is the reason why they're going to lose. No, they make it easy for themselves to lose just by a show of their ineptitude and them paying to get them elected. Okay, so what are we talking about? You can let all these clowns on these online shows, y'all know who you are. Let them clown you into thinking that it's your fault that they don't win because of the shit that you say. You ain't clowning me, you're not fooling me. And if you watch this podcast, you cannot be fooled because you get receipts. You know, this is what being woke is. Not what these clowns on TV say it is. Woke is having information that you know and you using your own mind and that information to make decisions that you think are right. That's what being woke is. Not this bullshit they doing that's attached to any kind of movement. Okay, so the people that keep saying woke is the problem in America, it's probably a problem for the elites. People are waking up. And they don't want you to. That's why they try to say being woke is a joke. But that's what being woke is, people. Contrary to popular opinion, it is cool to be woke. Being woke means you know what's going on around you and you can make decisions based off your own intellectual level. Not some motherfucker walking around here with a shirt talking about I'm woke as hell. Not somebody taking somebody else's quotes and making it theirs, saying that they woke. You got skin in the game, then you can say you woke. I got skin in the game. I used to go to jails and talk to kids. I used to be a counselor and work with kids. I got skin in the game. I used to be one of those kids that used to be out in the street running around doing crazy stuff. And then I woke up. That's what being woke is. It ain't attached to no movement. It ain't attached to none of that shit they say. Woke is being aware. And don't let these fools fool you. That's what woke is. Contrary to popular belief. But man, listen, I don't want to hold y'all all day. I know it's Saturday. I know y'all want to play. But I'm going to end this joint. And I'm going to tell you, don't let them make you think you made a mistake by exercising your own mind and say, you know what, I'm not voting for these nuts no more. And tell them when they say it's these lefties' fault, or these far right-wing people fault. No, it's your ineptitude. You had the job. You didn't do nothing with it when you had it. And you ain't gonna keep blaming regular folk for your fucking problems. I'm not having it. Excuse me. Because I tell you what, as the cloaks come off of them, they know they in trouble. So now they gonna run interference. They gonna stop people from telling you the truth. They censoring people. They doing everything. But like I tell everybody, do your own freaking investigations. Make up your own damn mind. If it is some far left people out there, let them be them. You do you. If it is some far right people out there, let them do them. You do you. Make up your own damn mind and stop being a sheep and follow behind everything that's popular. Because I don't give a damn about none of y'all, and I'll keep it 100. None of y'all. Like I said, I don't claim on the left. I don't claim on the right. So don't come talking to me talking about he ain't with us. I ain't. I want you to understand, I ain't with y'all. I make up my own mind. I don't follow nobody. I follow myself. I'm gonna leave y'all on that, man. But don't let these people make you feel guilty about voting with your conscience. Vote for whoever the hell you want to vote for. How about that? That's what I say. I ain't telling you to vote left or right. Vote whoever you want. I don't care. I'm not trying to tell you how to run your life. I just give you information. You do what you want with it. Plain and simple. One thing before I do leave, because I'm only reason, man. I know y'all be like, "Why are you saying that?" You got to see what I see to know why I'm saying what I said, and I don't want to get into it. But believe me, when I tell you, am I talking into the mic? Is that good enough for you, boy? I'm in the mic, boy. Oh man, if you know like I know. Oh man. Don't listen podcasts. It's your boy TP. A little political rant, good people. Ah yes, feel good to go back into the original bag. Because this is what Don't Listen Podcast was supposed to be. Don't listen to these clowns. Hold up, let me speak into the mic. Don't listen to these clowns. Is that in the mic? Is that good enough for you, boss? Oh man, I gotta look in the screen. That's hard. But I talk loud enough so I don't have to be directly speaking into the mic. That's for you, boy. Okay. Y'all enjoy your day. Feels good to switch up the flow from the sports for a little bit. I think I may do another political joint. Not sure. Because every time I do one, they suppress it. But let me talk about some stupid shit. Get tons of views. But this is the stuff you should know. You know? Or care about. Right? Who's in control of our lives? These people that we put in control. And then while they're in control, they take any little bit of control over your life that they can. This is the shit they said that was going to happen under Donald Trump. It's a crazy man with the nuclear button. Donald Trump's crazy. He can't have the nuclear button. So what's the difference between him and Joe Biden right now, who got us on a brink of a nuclear war with Russia and with China, let alone North Korea? But everybody was supposed to be scared of Trump. And look who's in control. And the same shit they said was going to happen under Trump is happening under him. Got out of Afghanistan so they could have money to be in the war in this other war. I don't want to say the name, y'all. You can get in trouble with that. But you know what I'm saying. Stop playing, okay? Get where you ain't. We go hard in the paint. It ain't what you heard. It ain't what you heard. It's what you think. Stop hearing people. Think for yourself. Make an educated decision, because you did your homework. It ain't what you heard, it's what you think. Think. Use your brain, people. That's why God gave you one. Stop playing. This has been your boy TP from the Don't Listen podcast. And yes, I'm still in the building. And I ain't going nowhere. It ain't what you heard, what you think. Peace, good people. I'm out.